Hi everyone, it's Emily Francis here with Oh My Malta, and we're back at Vincent's Eco Estate. This time to talk with Debono. Thank goodness you're back for us. We did lettuce last time. Today we're talking melons. So watermelons and cantaloupe are here. Are there any other melons you grow here?
No, that's about it at the moment, yeah. Cantaloupe and watermelons. But the cantaloupe, there are a couple of different varieties. There's a green variety and an orange variety that we have, and also a yellow one, which sometimes we grow.
So for melons, when do they get planted and when are they ripe?
They're usually planted about 3 months ago. We planted them about 3 months ago, and they're just finishing now. These are the last ripe ones we have. The rest have been already harvested and sold.
Okay.
They're pretty fast, you know. I mean, the heat accelerates the growth, you know, it's been very hot. So with some water, they actually grow very, very quick.
All right, so I want to talk a couple things about melons because I'm an American who doesn't usually get to see them in the garden. So I was always told that you wanted to look for a melon with something like this, with a little yellowing and maybe a little flat surface, because that tells that it's really grown in the garden and field. Okay, so that's one of the things we look for. What's the other test if we're in the store or at one of the beautiful farm trucks or wherever, and we want to know that it's ripe? What do we do?
The first indication that the stem is dry. In this case it isn't, because we just harvested that. But usually when that's dry and the hollow drum sound is what you want. When it sounds like a hollow drum in an African drum, it should be about right.
So if it's old or not?
If it's old, it's going to be dull, and if it's not ready, it's going to be a dull sound because it hasn't actually opened up yet inside.
Okay. Right? Now here's my next question, seeds. When it comes to watermelons, we find seedless watermelons and watermelons with a lot of seeds. What do you recommend? Do we ever want to go for the seedless or stick with?
Well, the seedless are a hybrid variety. So we don't grow hybrid varieties because we're an organic farm. So we use the old-fashioned seeds, which have seeds. You know, the melon has seeds. I think the hybrids aren't as good as the one with the seeds in there, right? Because they've been produced to not have seeds rather than on concentration on the flavor. Whereas we just grow them naturally, and they have seeds, but they have lots of flavor and lots of flesh.
I love that. And then cantaloupes, do we tap on the cantaloupes as well?
No, cantaloupes is usually the texture on the outside, the odor.
You can smell it when it's really ripe. You can smell it.
We're a mile away sometimes. You know, they're very ripe.
I find myself sniffing the bottoms of pineapples at the store, and people always find it odd when they see me. So let's talk about cantaloupes. When we look at cantaloupes, do we make the tapping sound for the drum?
No, because they're totally different products. But the cantaloupes, usually the smell, you know, you have a good sniff of the fruit, and that's what's your best indication that it's ripe, right? It's also your best indication if it's overripe, because then it smells really, really pungent.
Okay. Do we also want to look, though, for any sort of flat surface on a cantaloupe to know it grew in the field?
They usually don't have they're not that heavy, so these things that's actually a small one. Usually they grow much bigger, and they get weight, you know. So you're always going to have a flat side somewhere. We usually go around and turn them around so they get all even, you know, just for aesthetic purposes, nothing really.
Change them necessarily, but it's good to look for. So thank you, Paulu. Now I want to talk about, it was really hard to get this interview and to get any interviews this summer because it's so dry and the farmers are really struggling. Can we talk about that just briefly?
Yes, I mean, due to climate change, you know, global warming stuff, I mean, we're on the front line here in Malta. I mean, like everywhere else in the Mediterranean. But Malta is particularly affected because our groundwater resources are depleted completely. They're becoming saline, and there's not enough recycled water to go around for all the farmers. So we're struggling. Most farmers now, and it never used to be like this because we used to grow all year round, have multiple seasons. But since the last couple of years, the heat's been accelerating every year. Last year we had about 5 heat waves, successive heat waves. This year we've had 2. Possibly still got to go August, so we're expecting a couple more heat waves. So farmers tend to not plant anything at all in these couple of months because it's pointless. I mean, even if you do water, the plants are stressing out so much with the heat that even the water doesn't help. You know, so it's pointless. I mean, we're finding it very, very difficult to grow lettuce. The lettuce gets bitter. We cover it with a shade, as you can see over there. We put shade cloth over the lettuces, to try and protect from the sun. But really, we have so many losses and so many disappointments that we'd rather not plant anything at all for the month of August, or at least till the last week of August is when we start planting again.
Okay, so let's wrap that up with what are you going to plant at the last week of August? What can we look forward to here in the fall?
Last week of August, we plant just about everything. You know, it's like the spring season again for us.
So peas.
Peas, green peppers, aubergines, broccoli, cabbages, red cabbage, tomatoes even, cherry tomatoes, what else do we have?
Lettuce.
Lots of lettuces, yeah, for sure.
A lot of the green leafies.
The green leaves, the spinach, the silver beet, the kale. So all that goes in. So this month, although we're not planting anything, we're still working because we're still preparing the fields for planting in August. So we, right now, that's what we're doing. Is just getting everything bare and clean and getting ready for planting.
Thank you so much, Paolo. We're here again at Vincent's Eco Estate. Thank you for being with us. Until next time.